Welcome back to Daily Seed, the podcast where faith meets practicality. Yesterday we talked about being provoked to pray, provoked to build. And today I flipped open my Bible and I'm at Job 42. And if you know anything about Job was beat down, okay? Job was beat down. He didn't do anything wrong. But the story goes that the devil wanted to test him. God said, whatever, you can have my servant because I know my servant's not going to go for that. And all these bad things happened to Job. I'm talking boils all over his body. I'm talking all of his children dying, all of his animals dying. It's him and his wife. And she's like, you should just curse God and die. And he's like, not going to do it. No thanks. I love my God. But he gets to the point where he's sitting around with his friends and they're talking about it, they're like, you've got to have done something wrong. You need to, go back to God and ask for forgiveness. You did something that you have been put into this position. And he's like, no, I haven't. And so then he goes on and on. They're going on and on about it. And then he goes on and has a conversation with God. And God tells him basically like, you don't know what it's like to run this world. You don't know anything. And that's okay because I do. So after he goes on this big rant, God tells him about how he stretched the sky, and he tells him about how he is the only one who can tame Leviathan of the sea. And he tells them how magnificent he is and how the babies of baby deer are born in the forest and God is there. And then he goes around and tells Job's friends, because, they're telling Job he did something wrong. He tells Job's friends, like, you didn't do the right thing. You need to go make sacrifices. And Job is the only one who did the right thing here. And I say all this to say that we get into a place that, Job was provoked to seek the face of the Lord. He was provoked. All these things are happening. Like, how did I get here? Have you ever been in that moment? Like, you're looking around like, how did we get here? What did I do that brought me to this exact moment? And now I am crying, literally crying to God, like, why? What is this? I'm sorry. I know this shouldn't be funny, but it is, because I know we've all been in those places where we're looking and we're like, how did we get here? I'm a good person. Like, how am I here? And yet we get to the end of the story of Job. And after God and Job have this conversation, he understands and he basically repents and he prays for his friends. And it says when Job prayed for his friends, everything that was taken from him, everything that was destroyed, came back to him. He received double for his trouble. I say all this to say that there are seasons where we are provoked to build, and our lives look like they are destroyed. So we are therefore broken to build something new, something more abundant than what we ever thought we could have. And not only that, is it changes the way that you pray. It changes the way that you see God. It changes your authority whenever you are down and out and you're learning to pray again, learning to seek the face of the Lord, learning to get in his presence, learning to worship even when it hurts, learning to praise even when it hurts. In those moments, in that time where you are broken to build, you just have to stay with your eyes on Jesus, remembering who God is. Because no matter what your situation looks like, where you're at in it, God is with you, right there with you in it. So there we have been in the places where we have been broken to build something bigger, better, and more bold than we could have ever dreamed or hoped for or imagined. That's a little Ephesians 3:20 right there. More than we could dream. So God, we thank you that even when we felt broken, you used everything that looked like it broke us to build a new mindset, to build a new foundation of faith, to build a new prayer life, to build a deeper, more intimate relationship with you, even a deeper, more intimate relationship with our friends and learning how to pray for them. We thank you for trusting us with the responsibility of praying for our friends. We thank you for trusting us with the responsibility of worship. We thank you for loving us and giving us grace and mercy and kindness as we are still figuring it out, as we are still seeking your face, as we are still trying to understand how did we get here. We thank you for never leaving us and staying with us in it and giving us the opportunity to continue to seek you, to talk to you, to pray. We say all this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.